Hey everybody, it's Monday, April the 1st, 2024, also coincidentally a bank holiday because it's the end of Easter. I don't like April the 1st, I don't like April Fool's Day. I always have this fear of being made a mockery of being looking foolish, you know. Now don't get me wrong, I don't take myself seriously. But, you know, I don't like this enforced, oh, ha, ha, let's make a joke and try and get everyone to look like a fucking idiot. You know, that sort of thing. I don't like enforced jollity. I don't like, you know, people deciding that this particular day is a day for jokes and gags and all that kind of thing, you know, of this nature. It's like, I don't like Red Nose Day either. You know, if you're happy, you're happy. If you're sad, you're sad. You shouldn't, like, be forced to feel a particular emotion on any particular day. Do you know what I mean? It's just a bit, I don't like April Fool's Day. There's obviously lots of stupid stories going around. It's just basically a waste of fucking time and resources, essentially. I know that's a bit mad, but you know, that's the first of my rants really, is April Fool's Day. Don't like it, never have done. You know, people deliberately trying to set out to make others look like idiots. You know, by all means have a joke and laugh, but not at other people's expense. That's, I guess, is where I'm coming from, really. You know, the point of life is to be a decent human being and to make life better for yourself and other human beings generally. You know, you should treat people as you would expect to be treated. I don't go out of my way to make a fool out of other people. I don't expect people to go out of their way to make a fool out of me, and I don't appreciate it when that happens, April Fool's Day or not. And today I just feel, you know, vulnerable is the word. I don't know. I just don't like being made to look foolish, you know? And as I say, this enforced hilarity of it all, you know, oh, how funny, you know? It's just me, right? You know, I get that in many respects it's harmless, I suppose, but, you know, it's just me. So, you know, don't like April the 1st. Also, second rant of the day sort of coming up. So we're just leaving Liz. Liz wasn't very well this morning. Had a bit of an accident in the bed. Had a bit of an upset tummy. She's okay now. Did a bit of exercise with the physio just in the bed, moving her arms and legs, that kind of thing. You know, she is doing really well in the hospital. It's just that we are all in this limbo state at the moment, waiting for these genetic results. Nobody's particularly rushing to take out a tracheostomy tube or anything, and that's good, right? She needs to be more mobile. She started walking a bit, and this is all good, because at some point she's going to have to come home. She's going to need to come home. She's going to want to come home, and she's going to need to be looked after by me. And I don't want the responsibility of her coming home, the responsibility of anything happening to her if she comes home and she's not ready. So the better and the readier she can get before she comes home, you know, the fitter she is, the better, really. So she is doing very well in that regard. But I've just left the hospital, and I just had quite a spirited exchange with my mother-in-law on the topic of religion, right? And, you know, I think, unlike most Christians, I've actually read the Bible. I've read it cover to cover. It took me a couple of months when I was about, I don't know, 16, 17, 18, something like that. I have read it cover to cover. It is an awful book. There is stuff in there about selling your daughter into slavery, killing your woman if she backchats you, all this kind of stuff, right? I'm not going to be quoting scripture and verse at people, but, you know, there's a lot of horrible, horrible stuff in there about owning slaves and all the rest of it. My mother-in-law says, oh, well, that's Old Testament. You know, you should read the New Testament. But the thing is, they come as a set, right? They come as a fucking set. And as I said, you know, Newport is a town in Wales. Doesn't make it any less shitty just because it's new, right? And then basically, you know, this whole thing about, you know, today or yesterday or whatever the fuck it was, being the resurrection, all the rest of it, right? I mean, what did Jesus actually sacrifice? He sacrificed himself for mankind. But then 4 days later, woke up again. So basically, he gave up a long weekend. Oh, big fucking deal, you know? What did he sacrifice? And apparently my mother-in-law's been having a talk with the vicar who you saw in yesterday's video, who came to visit Liz. Now, she's a very, very nice lady, but I do like to play with her mind a little bit, you know. she's a vicar. I'm a rampant atheist, right? I don't believe there is no God. I know there is no God, right? And, you know, apparently the vicar was saying to my mother-in-law, Andrew knows a lot about the resurrection. Yes, because I've read the Bible. And unlike most Christians, I suspect, who probably haven't read the Bible, who cherry pick, you know, especially, you know, all these people who are particularly shitty to their neighbours and foreigners and other people, you know, they don't seem to have read the Bible at all, really. Do you know what I mean? You know, but anyway, the point being, yes, I do know a lot about it. And then, you know, I got into this spirited debate with my mother-in-law, and I said, well, you know, prove to me that this is all true. And she said to me, well, prove to me it isn't. Fucking no. That's not how the onus of proof works, right? In every other aspect of human life and society, if you believe something, you have to prove that it exists or that it happened. The onus of proof is not on me, right? You want to prove that something exists, then show me the evidence, right? It's not up to me to show the evidence that it didn't happen, right? And this is what pisses me off, is they say, oh, well, I have my faith. Faith is just bullshit for saying I read a book and I thought it was quite good, you know? I mean, I've read fucking Harry Potter books and I thought they were quite good. Doesn't mean I believe in wizards and all that kind of stuff, right? And this is what annoys me about religion, is they flip the onus of proof on you and say, you have to prove it doesn't exist. No, I don't. Right? I don't have to prove it doesn't exist. I can prove that other things exist that literally contradict your made up bullshit story, but just, you know, you cannot provide me with a shred of evidence that this stuff exists. And here's my thing, right? And I'm getting angry, right? Because religion makes me angry. If people want to follow a religion, fine. Just get on with it. Keep it to yourself. Don't shove it down other people's throats, right? But it's when they start complaining about being victimised by atheists and all the rest of it. No, we're not the ones who don't have to fucking pay taxes for one bloody thing. The church doesn't have to pay a tax, right? They get free slots of programming on the TV, you know, and they're the ones trying to ram it all down our throats. And then they're the ones that claim victim when, you know, something doesn't go their way, right? So, yes, I get angry about it because religion is a cancer in our society, right? It is literally a cancer in our society. As one famous comedian said, I'd quite like it if we could have our planet back, please, from all the people who are arguing about over which fictional person in the sky is more powerful. You know, my dad's bigger than your dad, all this kind of stuff. And here's the thing. I know for a fact God does not exist, because if God existed, the first 20 years of my life would have been a damn sight better than they were. My father probably wouldn't have died when I was 3 years old. I wouldn't have received abuses from another person. And probably right now, my wife wouldn't be in this situation. My family wouldn't be being torn apart, right? If that's the sign of an ever-loving God, then Christ knows what he'll do to you if he's upset with you, right? So, yes, this is a bit of a rant episode, but, you know, this is total ramblings. This is my thoughts. This is my opinions on things. You don't like it, I don't care. You're not going to change my mind. I'm probably not going to change your mind. Just, you know, live and let live. But the thing is with religious people is they can't live and let live. Is they fucking come around on your door and demand that you know, follow the teachings of Christ or whoever the fuck, you know. It's just like, if you believe, sit in your corner, get on with it, be happy, don't shove it down other people's throats. If it brings you comfort, fine, you know. But it's just this, you know, and this is what annoys me. And yet when people like myself stand on a soapbox and say, there is no God, he doesn't exist, we're the ones accused of, you know, victimising the Christians or the Muslims or the whoever, you know. It's just rampant hypocrisy. And just this flipping of the onus of proof just really, really annoys the hell out of me. Well, prove to me he doesn't exist. No, you wanna believe in something, give me the evidence that it exists. Otherwise, I'm not going to believe. Don't get me wrong, right? If God or Christ or whoever came down from the skies tomorrow and gave me 100% absolute positive proof that he existed, then I would go, fair enough, it's a fair cop, I was wrong, right? I know for a fact that's not going to happen, right? But that's the kind of proof I want, right? I don't just want faith and belief and all this kind of stuff. And it just, you know, I think really essentially, I'm having this bit of a rant here because I'm just frustrated in life at the moment. I'm fed up, and I want everything to be gone back to normal. And you know, I'm not having a go at any one particular individual. It's just kind of today being April the 1st and being Easter and all the rest of it. It just kind of annoys me that these traditions and these things just kind of take over. And you know, I don't know where I'm going with this. So it's probably best if I just shut the fuck up now. Tell me, please, what's wrong with this picture? Parcel box. Letterbox. That would go through the letterbox. That would fit in the parcel box. But no, what have we got? It's left on my fucking doorstep. If you enjoy what I do here, although I can't think why, please remember to click the like button, smash that subscribe button, and hit the bell icon to be notified whenever I post a new video. You might also want to check out my website, www.worldsbestestpoet.com, if you fancy a laugh.